It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me as always, man. I'm giddy, man. I'm giddy. I'm feeling good. I'm getting ready to head out in the morning, man. We got NXT at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, PA. Going down tomorrow night, man. So I can't wait to get out and head there. My boy Bubba Ray, my man Bubba Ray is going to be stepping back inside the square circle, and I can't. So I just hope nothing don't pop on him. I hope nothing just.
I knew you weren't just going to put him over. You know what I mean? Like. I knew something had to come out of it.
Well, how you feel, man? Now, Bubba in great shape, man. I mean, Bubba got the biggest calves in the world, man. Seems like he goes in the gym and he does nothing but calf work. I'm serious, man.
They're implants.
That might be. I'm serious, man. But now I'm feeling good, man. It's been a hell of a week. We hadn't been on the air since our big news broke.
Yes.
But how you feel, man, before we even get there, man? How you feel, man?
Look, I'm feeling great. I'm actually looking forward to the NXT, the 2300 Arena as well. A lot of ECW talent, RVD, the whole effing show is going to be on there, as well as Lola Vice, Jada Parker, with Dawn Marie as the special guest referee.
Yeah, that's. I'm looking forward to that one as well. That one right there is highly anticipated. As far as I'm concerned, I can't wait to see the action. Yeah, man.
But yeah, I'm doing good. You know, we're broadcasting live right now on YouTube and our ESPN and 1025 The Game audiences will hear this a little bit later. But of course, it is election day. I just want to say, you know, Book, I remember this is actually our 4th election cycle we've gone through since I've known you.
Wow.
And every time you actually say the same thing. And I just wanted to echo the sentiment to the people who might be listening to this. No matter who wins, no matter who you voted for, whoever gets inaugurated as the next 47th president of the United States, that's our president.
Well, that's it. That's the way it used to be. That's the way
it used to be.
I did.
Well, you would say that.
Yeah, that's the way it
so
used
we just hope that whomever assumes the office will think about the American people.
Look, I'm glad you think that way, but it's not going to be that way. We know it. It's this toxic world that we're living in. Hopefully we can I don't know, come to terms, be able to agree to disagree. I think that's
the big one. Agree to disagree.
I mean, agree to disagree, but think about the country first, move the country forward. But let's move on, man.
Yeah.
Big news. Going down Sunday. Super Sunday is going down. We got some big news. Somebody will be ID'd on Sunday night with the new WWE ID program that we are a big part of. So that's going to be a big night. Joe Hendry is going to be stepping inside the reality of wrestling for the first time there at Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. Moose will be making his return from TNA back to reality of wrestling. Hank and Tank will be making an appearance from NXT at reality of wrestling. And I'm serious, man. This thing, man, it seems like it's moving now at like a warp speed. Everything seems to be picking up. Nitrous oxide, fuel injected, baby. You know, that's the way it feels to me right now. But I'm so excited for Sunday, as well as, like I say, tomorrow night in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 2300 Arena. A very, very arena that's got if the walls could talk, I can only imagine the stories that will be told, and now new stories to be created with the stars of NXT. Man, I'm excited, man. It's a great time to be alive.
It is an incredible time to be alive. Super Sunday.
Yeah.
It really, look, you have road talent, you got NXT talent, you've got TNA talent, all on one show. That's why we're the predominant professional wrestling institution.
Yeah. And a whole lot of other little small indie companies out there. I'm just playing. But nah, man, I just want to say I'm really proud of my guys, my staff, everybody that believed in the vision many years we've been working on becoming a developmental program for WWE, and never knew if it was ever gonna happen or not. But we just kept grinding, man. We just kept working, no matter what. Day in and day out, we came in with that vision that perhaps, and if not, we just gonna keep trying to create the best we possibly can create. And now, 20 years, man. 20 years. That's why for me this is it's real. It's surreal as it possibly can be. I'm serious. Now in a position where we can really help the next generation of young guys trying to get into this business, as well as create a monster, man. And that is reality of wrestling. I want to thank all my guys, all my girls, everybody that's a part of reality of wrestling for believing in myself, believing in Charmel, and believing in this dream that we've had that now has come to fruition.
Yeah, when the news came out about the ID program, of course, we were all thrilled. It was all smiles at Row. It wasn't though a lot of high fiving and handshaking and oh man, patting ourselves on the back too much, because I think that you would agree with this. We knew, okay, now the work, look, we got to the finish line for this first journey. Now the second journey has really started. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so we're already thinking, 5 steps ahead. But to me, for that acknowledgement to come through, to actually be not only the a part of the ID program, but I look at silly things like this. I don't know if you do, but to be listed as like the first school to
Oh,
get
hell
the
yeah.
ID designation. You know what I'm saying?
I
Primero
know.
número uno.
Oh, man,
You know what I mean?
the
A little
little
something.
things, man, the little things count. I'm serious. That's what the business is all about, the little things. But no, man, like you say, we hadn't pat ourselves on the back or really thought too far ahead, other than, man, let's really start grinding now. Let's really start thinking. And I think you guys are going to see that in the product in the weeks to come. Trust me, in the weeks to come, you guys are going to watch reality wrestling. And I want to thank all of the Row Nation out there as well. I'm serious, man. The comments that we've been getting for the Row Nation, as well as a lot of new members of the Road Nation coming on, watching reality wrestling for the first time, and they're saying, man, this is really awesome. Booker T really has, a high quality product here. One guy say, reality of wrestling just moved up to my number one spot as far as indie companies. But let me let you know, we're not an indie company. We're a small television company. And we work real hard for our artists that's a part of reality wrestling. And it's been that way from day one. I want to thank everybody for as well. I'm thanking everybody because I realized if it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't be no reality wrestling. It wouldn't be no me. I understand that. Our YouTube channel is now up to 811,000 people. So I just want to thank you guys for helping us get to 900 and to 1 million and there beyond. The biggest independent wrestling company. Independent mean privately owned company in the world. We appreciate you.
Yeah, no major corporate backing at all. And yeah, we're the dominant part in the entire world, which is kind of crazy to think. As far as the
Yeah,
channel going.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you know, Book, I look, I know you don't pat yourself on the back too much, but it had to be somewhat validating. Not only like, and maybe this isn't the case, but like when you win the world title, it's got to feel validating to a certain perspective. Like, man, I'm the guy now. All the hard work is worth it. And then when you get inducted into the Hall of Fame, not once but twice, it has to be validating. Like my career not only was good to me, it was so significant that it needs to be enshrined in immortality of the sport. That has to be validating. But then to get this, a different level in your career, to be a trainer for 20 years, and then to have WWE say you're the first school that we want to be able to work with. And I believe we're the only school on the list that has a television show as well, to my knowledge. That's got to be another validator for you.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it really is for my teaching to be
Mhm.
validated.
That's what I'm
My,
saying.
my science, my protocols, my philosophies. Um, I always thought I was a really, really good teacher. I always thought I was a really, really good Zen master. As far as trainer go, I don't know. I don't even know if I would put that term, on me. I don't even think I take that label. But as far as being able to motivate these young people to become the best form of themselves when they go out in the middle of that squared circle, that 18, well, I started at 16 by 16, or that 18 by 18, or that 20 by 20. Man, I could teach you how to do that all day long. And I think that's my most purest quality as far as this wrestling game go. It seems like it's just stuck. I was in the gym last night talking to the guys that's been a part of my crew for so many years, and I showed them something, and one of my guys go, "Why did it take you 6 years to show me that?" And I say, I taught you everything you know, not everything I know. Stick around, you're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Hey, man, big shout out to all the listeners, man. Listening inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes and caviar dreams, man. One of the listeners, Pavel Sokolsky, all the way from Israel, checking in with Reality of Wrestling as well as the Hall of Fame. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Let's spread the word. Spread the word. We're trying to get to 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and we need you guys to actually help us get that done. So, yeah, man, like I said, it's been a very, very, very exciting week for me. But like we were just talking about a second ago, the beat don't stop. The beat do not stop. We are adding more. The construction crew will be coming into the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena this week and doing a little bit more work just to make it make it just that much more of an experience. Because I've always I was told when I first got into the wrestling business, when I first opened the school and first started thinking about doing a wrestling show, and I remember one of the veterans, he said, you can't just set up a tent and do wrestling. And I said, okay, you know what I mean? So all the bells and whistles that comes along with the show, I think is that we need more smoke. We need more lasers. We need more lights. I was just in down in the NXT spot just last week, and I was looking around. And I said, man, we need more of this. Everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. But man, that's the way I envision this thing, man. It's always more work yet to be done.
So talk to me about the ID program. WWE ID, for those people who may not have seen the news or don't know what we're talking about here, we can break it down a little bit. WWE ID program is their WWE Independent Development Program, which there are 5 schools that have been announced as official schools of WWE ID program, us including Cody Rhodes School, I believe Seth Rollins School, Rikishi's school in LA, and I think there's another school in New Hampshire, are the first 5 to get the designation. You know, one of us is the first one, but it doesn't matter. And there are also going to be athletes who are given this designation, wrestlers. And what do you think of this ID idea? And do you feel like this is beneficial long term for the independent wrestling scene? Because some people have already, the critics have already said, oh, they're going to cannibalize indie wrestling. This is going to be terrible. It's going to be awful for the indie scene. I happen to disagree with that. I'm sure you do as well. So how do you foresee the ID program being beneficial, not only to reality wrestling, but independent wrestling talent?
Well, I can tell you this right off the bat. I wish I had it.
Hell yeah.
A company willing to help me out financially, as well as help me make that journey a little bit more accessible. I'll know if I'm good enough right off the bat, because they're going to let me know if I'm good enough right off the bat. I wouldn't be chosen for a program like this if they didn't see something in me as well. There again, back in the day when I first got into the wrestling business, I was working a job 6 days a week, and I had that weekend to go and work in the Global Wrestling Federation. So I could only imagine if I had something like this to help me and, along with my journey, it would have been a whole lot easier for me to be able to go and work a show here, take a day off, go work a show here, take that weekend, go work here, and still be able to get that training and that knowledge without doing, like I say, like a lot of these independent guys right now, they got a booking, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in 3 different places, and they're just going all over the place. Nobody is seeing them. There's no cameras rolling. There's not a guy in the back, a veteran OG, that can tell them, hey, man, you might need to work on this, because a lot of those promoters just don't know because they have never been there. No disrespect or anything like that. But I think having a program like this, being able to be mentored, guided on a full-time basis, I would think it would be only beneficial to somebody that's seriously thinking about working at that next level. Now, if they just want to do independent wrestling, if they just want to do backyard wrestling, if they just want to play wrestler, there's a lot of places to do that. But a program like this ID program is going to be for the elite guys and girls out there that want to partake on this journey.
And to me, if you get into this business with the goal, like you said, of I want to make a living here, right? There's only a couple places you can do it. But the number one place you can, and where you can have your WrestleMania moment and be a world-traveled superstar, is the WWE. And if somebody goes, look, not only are we interested in you, we're actually going to show you where you should go. You need to go to books. That's where you can really grow this craft. We see you got some raw potential, but if you can go to books for about 6 months, 8 months, a year, or what have you, we think that can help get you to where we would want to bring you down to Orlando, sign to NXT, and start the process from that. It expedites the goal to WWE. Remember Kevin Owens, who is now a preeminent member of the WWE roster, spent 19 years on the independent scene. 19 years. That's a very long time, right? I believe that's the number. It was 19 years.
I think it was 17.
17. Okay. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah,
17 years. Nevertheless, that's a very long time to spend on the independent wrestling scene. If Kevin Owens could have cut that by a third and made it to WWE to develop himself further, less bumps on the bump card, not picking up bad habits, going to a roadmap of good schools. Because to me, this book, there are a lot of people out there who run a lot of shows, and some of them do it with the best of intentions. Some people don't have the best intentions in mind for the talent themselves, right? And they're like, hey, you want to go do a 30-minute light tube death match tonight? I think it'll really pop the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not going to help get you to the WWE. I hate to break it to everybody. It's not going to help you get there. If anything,
I don't think the WWE is even that's on their radar looking at guys like that.
It's not. If anything, it's going to hinder you. And what happens if you go out there and get hurt? What happens if you go out there and do something stupid that you think is going to go viral on social media, and now you've completely cut your career short because you made a poor choice or a poor decision? To me, if I was a pro wrestler and I heard about this program and it's my goal to get to the WWE, I'm giddy. This is like the biggest Christmas present ever, because you said it too, Book. Now I can at least know if they're interested.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you could go for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, not do any extra work, no contact with the office, have no clue if they're even interested, and you could just be spinning your wheels. This way, it can curtail that process and send you the best places to not pick up bad habits, because bad habits are hard to break.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, going to always be haters, man. There's always going to be people.
Well, guess what? A hater's never doing better than you.
Yeah, you ain't driving. You ain't driving about that. But no, I'm excited about the opportunities that these young guys are gonna have going forward. Like I say, on Sunday night at Super Sunday at Reality Wrestling, someone will be ID'd on that night. And I wish I could tell you. Well, actually, we do just got some general admission tickets that just opened up. All the seats been sold. We sold out. But we just opened up some general admission tickets to the. I don't know what we're going to call this section. What are we going to call this section? I don't know. It's got to be. It's a certain section, and this section is kind of like the dog pound. You know, where they're there, they're rowdy. You know what I mean? They're getting in for a discount bargain basement price, and they just want to have some fun. And we're gonna try to squeeze in as many as we possibly can in this one section. But we got
a Rowdy Row. What are we talking about?
Rowdy Row. There it is.
Shout out to Rowdy Piper.
Yeah, there it is. I like that. I like
be
that.
There, be square, babe.
Be there, be square. I love it. I love it. The Rowdy Row. I love it.
Well, and you know what though? The thing is, Book, again, as you said, this Sunday at Super Sunday, according to WWE's official ID program, social media account on X at WWE ID, someone's been ID'd. Be there Sunday to find out who at Super Sunday. We will make that announcement. But, you know, Book, you talk about 20 years next year. Reality wrestling's been around. You've been training people. And I heard, of all people, D.L. Hughley say something that I thought was so wise, because he was talking about the Kings comedy and how long it really took for them to pop off. It took several years before they got national attention. And he said this when they asked him, you know, didn't you just want to get there in a hurry and like get it, you know, get that fame quickly? He said, look, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. And I think that's what we've done at Reality of Wrestling, is we've all had one goal in mind, and we've continued, as you say, to row at the same pace in the same direction in order to get there. And I think that it's going to be amazing to be able to be there. I think this is the first person to be ID'd, and it's going to happen at the first school to get the ID designation. Yeah. Reality of Wrestling.
Hey,
we've gone far.
Yeah, we've come a long way. 20-year overnight success. That's what they say. Anyway, but the journey continues, guys. Stick around. You're inside the Hall of Fame, man. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everyone, it's Brad Gilmore from the Hall of Fame here with the one and only Booker T, the 5-time WCW champion, and we're excited to talk to you about something that's been a game changer for the both of us. That's HelloFresh.
That's right, Brad. HelloFresh makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable with farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can skip those tiring trips to the grocery store and dive straight into cooking delicioso meals, man.
Absolutely, Book. HelloFresh offers over 50 recipes and a ton of market items to choose from every single week. You can say goodbye to meal planning woes and hello to convenience. I've been loving their quick and easy recipes. They're ready in 20 minutes or less, which means I can spend less time in the kitchen and more time enjoying that Texas summer sunshine.
And let me tell you, the fit and wholesome recipes are perfect for keeping you feeling great all summer long. They're balanced pack with fresh produce and under 650 calories per serving. Plus, HelloFresh kids-friendly recipes are picky eater proof. My kids love them.
And here's the best part, BT. If you go to HelloFresh.com/freebooker, that's HelloFresh.com/freebooker right now, you can get one free breakfast item for life, forever, the entire time you're alive. That is HelloFresh.com/freebooker.
America's #1 meal kit. Baby, trust me, you won't regret it. HelloFresh takes the hassle out of meal planning, shopping, and most of the prep. You just choose your meals, select a delivery date, and get cooking, man.
So what are you waiting for? Go to HelloFresh.com/freebooker. That's HelloFresh.com/freebooker for free breakfast for life. HelloFresh.com/freebooker.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. I don't know, man. Like I say, the haters, like you say, they gonna hate, but we gonna congratulate inside the Hall of Fame because we getting ready to do some big things. 2024 is kind of late in the year, but we are definitely gearing towards 2025. And we got so many people, so many guys out there that want to be a part of this thing. So, man, we're getting ready to go on a hell of a ride. I want to thank everybody for, like I say, sticking with me and jumping on board as well.
Book, talking more about the program, the WWE ID program. There's been certain talk that now, because Roe is a designated school, we might be adverse to having certain talent on the show, or we might feel constricted and constrained as to what we can or can't do from a training aspect. To your knowledge, and I'm assuming this is the case, WWE gave the school this designation because they really like what you're doing. And I don't think that they want to change anything about the training methods at the Reality of Wrestling.
I don't think anything's going to change at Reality of Wrestling at all, other than I think we're going to be able to expand a little bit, because I do want to have, like Finley come in and do a guest training session for me, or Regal come in and do a guest training session for me, Norman Smiley. I want to be able to utilize the brains and the minds that WWE has to be able to, open up to Reality of Wrestling just a little bit more, because I've always thought about my philosophies and my concepts. A lot of times my concepts may be different than a lot of the guys, but it may be the exact same thing, but just explained and told to you totally differently. I need my students to be able to hear that and see that from, someone, and they go, oh man, Book's been telling me that same thing, but he's been telling me from a different perspective. I need them to understand how close related, the guys like the Shawn Michaels of the world and Booker T, how we made it to the next level, and what those small little things mean to your career, and what they mean if you don't do them at the same time. So yeah, man, I think this is just going to broaden everything for reality. I won't have to do all the work myself. I was the only trainer at Reality of Wrestling for 8 years straight. The only trainer. I came in on like 3 days a week, and I would train the guys 3 days a week when I was on the road, when I was working. And I train my guys to teach my philosophies to the guys that's coming in when I'm not around. And now, like I say, to have, the accessibility to guys that's, done it at the same level that I did, man, it's going to be great.
And the other thing is this, because some NXT talent and have already come to Reality of Wrestling over the last year. And by the way, speaking of NXT talent, happy 23rd birthday to the incomparable Roxanne Perez.
It is. Happy birthday.
But we've had so many NXT talent come in already, and I think that's going to continue. And this is another benefit of the ID program and being a WWE designate, is that if there's some talent in NXT who needs more reps, or they want to have more reps, or work in front of a different crowd, they can come down to Reality of Wrestling. Here's the thing to think about too, is, and I think we've discussed this on the show before, that Orlando crowd who comes out for NXT, they're so good. They're such a vibe when you're out there. They love NXT.
Yes, indeed.
And there's nothing wrong with that, and that's why that's home base and always will be. But here's the thing. If I, wrestle only in Orlando for the, majority of my young career, the Orlando audience, they know who I am. They've seen me several times. They know what my gimmick is. They know what my character is. They know my finish. They're well read as far as who I am as a pro wrestler. That might not always help you grow if you're trying to learn, because they know when they're supposed to react because they know you. Now let's take you, who hasn't maybe been on television a lot or been on television limitedly, and let's put you in reality wrestling. You're in front of a crowd who doesn't know you as well, may have heard of you, may have seen you, but they're not aware of all your stuff and your gimmick yet. Now you have to figure out how to prove yourself or win over or get over with a totally different audience in a totally different place. That can only help these young talent grow exponentially.
Yeah, I say that all the time. I love everything that's going on in Orlando. In that crowd, they're the greatest in the world. But
They're
you got
awesome.
you got to be in a hostile environment sometime. Going to New York. Going to places like Philly. You're gonna get the raw crowd reactions, and you got to know how to have some psychology going on. You got to know how to play mind games. You got to know how to really articulate your art through going out in the middle of that ring and performing it to where those fans feel it and they say, "Oh, I really, really like this guy." And that right there it's not something that's really easy to do. But the best guys, the cream is going to rise to the top in these situations. And I think that's what we're looking for more than anything. The guys that's going to be, undaunted when they're in front of 20,000 people, 50,000 people, they're still going to go out there and work like it's 50 people, so that's what we're looking for, guys that's going to be able to work, under pressure, cool and calm under pressure, and be able to go out there and, really, fall into that moment. For me, that's what it was. I get a certain feeling just talking about it, because every time I was in that moment, it was the scariest moment in my life. I was so freaking on pins and needles until I got out of the curtain. When I walked down the aisle, it all went away. Everything became like so peaceful. Everything was just quiet as it possibly could be. I could not make a mistake. It was one of those type of things, but still at the same time, I could not wait until the bell rang, the 1, 2, 3, when it's all over with. God, and then I go, oh, thank God. So it's an amazing feeling, man. It's an amazing feeling. And like I say, now at Reality Wrestling, we're going to be looking for those guys just looking to find themselves in those moments and go on that journey and, end up find themselves in Tokyo, Japan, and, one of those little small hotels, getting ready to go to, one of these, the Budokan or something. It's amazing, man. Getting a chance to literally live vicariously through these young people.
I was on a earlier this week with Tommy Dreamer and Busted Open. Shout out to those guys. But I was when we were talking about the ID program, just think about this too. I told Dreamer, I'm like, can you imagine you're on the independents, early days of ECW, you're trying to make it to WWE, that's your goal. And WWE came to you and said, hey, look, Tommy, we believe in you. We're going to help cover some of your travel costs or whatever the financial help is going to be. I don't want to speak for WWE. I don't know what their financial incentives are for the ID program, so I don't want to speak on it, but they said financial assistance. So let's make assumptions that's going to help maybe cover some travel, some training, things of that nature. So if WWE said, look, we're going to help cover some of your travel for training. We're going to send you to Johnny Rod's school. We're going to send you to Stu Hart's school. We're going to send you to the Funkin' Dojo. We're going to help you get there. Make sure that you learn all these from these coaches. Then we're going to bring you to our developmental at home base to help get you to the show. Think about what that would have done for a young Tommy Dreamer if there was such a program when he was starting out, like you said.
Yeah.
And then think about this. This is the oldest saying in the history of professional wrestling, but there's only so many bumps on your bump card, right? You can only have so many matches before Father Time catches up to you.
Yeah.
And if you don't have to work, let's say 50 plus, 100 plus indie dates a year, 200. Tommy Dreamer told me he still does 200 dates a year. So let's just say the average wrestler does about 100, 150. That's a lot of bumps, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of bumps, and sometimes a lot of bumps and not a lot in front of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like in front of not a lot of people, maybe 25 people, 30 people, 50 people. And to me, if I can say I'm going to row, I'm going to work in front of a sellout crowd, no doubt about that. I can actually probably work twice a month just at Reality of Wrestling and get a quality education at the same time and expedite my travel to Orlando. I mean, I really, really don't understand any con to this. The only con I can see is for the guys. Never mind. Let me not say that.
Well,
But there's no con.
The thing is, it's not for everybody. I mean, everybody. It's just like the business. Everybody that come through the wrestling school, they don't make it to the next level. That's just not being real at all. But for the guys, like I say, that's really serious about trying to make it to the next level, like a Promise Braxton, like a Gaspar Hernandez, like a Ruthless Ryan Davidson, guys that's just been grinding like crazy at this game. Will All Days of the world. Yeah, I see those guys being able to fit right into, Ed Stone. I don't want to leave any of my guys out, but I feel like, we got so many guys, Gigi Ray, that could fit right into a program like this and really, with the help of Reality of Wrestling, with the backing of WWE behind them, could actually help them get to where they're trying to go in this life. This is an internship like no other. It really is for young people trying to get into this business. So guys, don't knock it until you try it. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
Hey guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section and row for less elsewhere. Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, Book.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Gee, guaranteed. Oh, yes. Oh, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We're just chopping it up, and we're excited. We're excited here inside the Hall of Fame. Work that we have put in for the last 20 is finally about to pay off. We're finna make this thing bigger. We're finna cover the whole state of Texas, baby. You know what I mean? I don't know about Amarillo. We may not go that far. That's a little too far. You know what I mean? I don't want to go. I don't want to go 200 miles, 250 miles as far as I want to go. Amarillo, man, you get into some miles, man, when you try to make that trek. I'm serious, dog. That's one of the only indie shots I ever made. My brother and I, we went from Houston to Amarillo in my OZ28. It was like an ice storm on the highway, right? And in the Z28, real wheel drive on that ice, we could for maybe 50, 60, 70 miles, we could only go maybe 20 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour. Without spinning out, without crashing and going up the highway. We actually stopped and helped this one guy in a truck. He had wrecked, and boom. I don't know if he broke his leg or not, but we had to get some help for him. But we made that trip, and it took us like 21 hours to get to Amarillo from Houston. Yeah, for $125 payoff. And but the beauty of that trip was we met Skandar Akbar. And Skandar Akbar say, well, maybe you guys could come work for me sometime. And he was the booker in Dallas. And my brother got a tryout. I went down with my brother. The rest is history. Wow.
Look at that.
Just
You
from that
never
one
know.
trip.
Leave no stone unturned.
Yeah, just from that one trip. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that people and people who live obviously internationally who may have never been to the Lone Star State, and then even people in the States, they don't realize how big this place is.
Yeah.
I think I read maybe with the exclusion of Russia, Texas is bigger than every European country. The state is bigger than every European country.
Wow.
Right?
That's amazing, man. Yeah.
I mean, just think about that.
Yeah.
That's how big it is. I think if you drive from Texarkana straight, no stops to El Paso, it's like 18 hours. Right?
Yeah. Just trying to get out of Texas.
Oh my gosh.
Just trying to get out of Texas is a monster, dog. I ain't jiving because when I left Houston, I went to California and my Winnebago that one time. It was a monster getting out of Texas, man. I was like, what the hell?
It's crazy. My favorite stat is Rhode Island, the state of Rhode Island, can fit within Texas 173 times.
Wow.
That's how big this place is.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I had a buddy from Pennsylvania come down and said, hey, man, I'm going to be in Dallas next week. Do you want to meet for lunch? And I said, bro, that's 4 hours.
What are you thinking?
No. The answer is no.
It's like people, they used to, we tell them, come watch the show, come watch reality wrestling, and it's in Texas City. And they would say, man, that's out of town. What are you talking about?
Oh, you gotta love people, man. We gotta love people.
Man. 30 minutes, 45 at the most. That's out of town. Come on,
it's a whole nother place. What do you mean?
Oh my God.
What do you mean?
Oh, man.
Hey, obviously we're excited for Super Sunday. We're excited for Joe Hendry and Moose and Hank and Tank, and to reveal the first WWE ID designate will happen this Sunday, Super Sunday, at Reality Wrestling. Our first show since getting that announcement. But I do want to. I hate when we have to do this, but we do need to take it back for just a second and give our flowers to one of the GOATs, all-time GOATs, Quincy Jones, who left us this week. Look, if you've ever heard a song in the past 50 years, you've heard the influence of Quincy Jones. I'm talking about any song, from the way that they were recorded to the way that they were arranged to the way that they were sampled. His musical influence literally went from all the greats, from Frank Sinatra to Dean Martin to Michael Jackson, even to helping compose the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme and things like that. Like, Quincy is an all-timer, man, and he left us. Great run, obviously.
91 years old, man. 91 years old, man, and he did everything, man. He lived a great life. I'm definitely sad to see him leave this earth. Definitely something that we all got to go through one day, but he did so much great work in his life, man. So much great work. And one like him, you just say, man, Godspeed. You're gonna miss him. Definitely gonna miss him. Gonna miss the great work that he did as well. But it's one of those things you just ask God to give you enough time to finish your work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Quincy Jones, one of the greats. I don't know. I'm sure this generation knows a lot about Quincy. They have to.
I doubt it.
They got to, man.
I mean, if you're off into music, yeah, but if you're not really, if you're not avid, music lover, even though Quincy did so much, but I told you, this kid came into my office one time and I had this photo, this painting on my wall, and this kid say, man, that's a beautiful picture of Trayvon Martin. It was Muhammad Ali. Yeah, I'm serious.
I remember that.
Serious, so this generation, man, they need to study, and if they don't know who Quincy Jones is, they might need to, do a little homework.
Just do a little bit, man.
Just a little bit.
A little something.
Yeah.
Because literally he touched so many genres. forever. So definitely go check out Quincy Jones. He had a career spanned what 7 decades.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, yeah.
So we got to get to these super chats here. So we're going to go to our first one here first.
Super chat.
This goes from Marcus Craig. What do y'all think about the comments that Tez made about Montez Ford? The interview where he was saying that he was frustrated in his current situation and wants to do more in his WWE career. I don't know if you saw any of the comments book, but sounded frustrated. I don't know if he's working. I don't know if he's shooting, but he definitely is not happy with his place, according to him, in the company.
Well, get rid of that damn cup. That might help. And Ted's one of my guys, man. I like him. You know what I mean? He's an extraordinary talent. But you got to know how to break out. You got to know how to make your own breaks. I was with my brother in a tag team for 9 years. Was I thinking about making a break and doing things on my own? Could I, was I capable of doing that? Yeah, I said, yeah, I could do that. But I was happy where I was, and I was, wanted to make that the best until it wasn't nothing left, to do there. But I think Tez is in a great spot to where when he finally does go singles, he'll still have a lot of, like we were just talking about earlier, a lot of bumps left on his bump card if he do this thing right.
Yeah. I mean, Montez Ford's got a lot of upside. We'll see what happens with him in the future. This comes from Kyle Hughes. Kyle Hughes says, shout out to Booking the Boat from Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Glad to see y'all growing and getting the new generation to the next level. And I read Back from the Future. Okay, cool. You read my book. So thank you. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you, man. All the way from Arizona, baby.
Oh, yes.
Big Breezo says, will NXT be at the same arena Cena and RVD fought at when ECW was throwing Cena's shirt back at him? I believe that was at the Hammerstein Ballroom, not at the 2300 arena.
I don't know.
You don't know? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the history, but we will be at the 2300 arena. If it was there, that's where it is. All right, that's where it was.
And there will be a match with Jada Parker, Lola Vice, and Dawn Marie as the special guest referee. Did I make mention of that? I don't know if I said
that. I think you did.
I did. I said that. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
just on my mind for some reason.
You did say that a couple of times. Go ahead.
Oscar Bum says, who wins a no holds barred match between Mike Rotunda and IRS? Also, who wins a steel cage match between El Matador and Tito Santana? I mean, those are all the same person. Tito. Yeah, but
I gotta go with Mike Rotunda over IRS.
100%.
I gotta go with Tito Santana as well. All right.
Agreed.
Good question.
Agreed. That's a good question. I like those. Okay, let me ask you. I'm gonna throw one at you real quick. Kama Mustafa or Papa Shango?
Kama.
I think Kama too.
Kama was more street, you know what I mean?
Kama was dope, man.
He was more raw dog, yeah.
M Music says, congrats on Rogue getting signed with the WWE ID program. I'm definitely looking forward to 2025. And if I'm in Texas and there's a Rogue show, I'm there. Much love, Book and Brand.
You better book your seat quick, man, because the road tickets these days, they go quick. Every time we put them out every month. So if you are going to come check out Reality Wrestling, make sure you go to realitywrestling.com. Do it now.
Those are super chats. And Book, that's our show.
Oh. Hey, man, I got some lemon pepper chicken I got to go attend to, some macaroni and cheese, some of those black beans, a little salad. Yeah. I got to get ready for tomorrow, man. Going to be in the 2300 arena. NXT is going to be live and on and popping. I think Sexy Red might even show up. I'm just playing. I wish. Hey, man, we got to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting champagne wishes, caviar dreams, Brad, for all the heavy lifting, man. We appreciate you. And until next time, guys, like always, peace. We love you. We out.